What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of review for the Rising of the Shield Hero Season 4. This is episode 9, and with me, as always, I have Blue Spade.
Not well, pretty much practically no action in this episode. Ever since the last two episodes were more or less action packed. This is more like, I guess you could say, like a character bonding episode, but we also get introduced to a brand new character named Zodia, and of course, based on her appearance, I mean, there's no way you can say that, like you cannot say that she's not related to Sedina, in this show, because they.
Well, I mean, they hinted that pretty much. I mean, they more or less say that she is because Sedina, that one conversation that Sedina has with Naofumi later in the episode about her, I guess her clan and how they were referred to as the Slaughter Miko, and yeah, like you mentioned, she kind of looks a little bit like Sedina too. I think most people would be able to assume that they're kind of related.
I could assume Naofumi also knows this too, but I'm surprised that he never really called her out, like saying that she looks exactly like this, like Sedina of sorts. But he's just like,
yeah.
But most of the episode is just like, well, okay, so like, yeah, Naofumi just like goes out with I think who is it? I forgot who that girl is. Is like,
oh, I think it was Sign, or
I think it was Sign or
Cena. Yeah, like the girl that uses the doll to kind of like talk for her.
So they go to the blacksmith, and of course they come across Muramasa, which he like, of course, like, Zodia also comes in at the same time, and of course Muramasa immediately takes a liking to her. So like he invites her, and of course, in turn, like they invite Naofumi over to, I guess, to have like some kind of drinking party at like I think like in a club.
It's some kind of an
inn. In an inn, and they I forgot what kind of game they were playing. It's almost like a mahjong style like type of game. I like it's like a Japanese card style game.
Yeah, it's basically a card game. Initially, like I guess Muramasa wanted. Well, he calls it the Emperor's game, but it's the King's game. Like it's. But then of course they decide to end up like playing that card game.
And of course, they. Muramasa mostly just passes out drunk, while Zodia, like it's hard. Like you don't really know it at first, but you're like, there you can tell, like, there's something about Zodia that you'll find out much later in the episode, which is kind of evident in which in which she comes across. Well, she didn't really interact with Raphtalia, but she sees Naofumi with Raphtalia, I guess, like in which they organize like a little parade to introduce it's Raphtalia to the townspeople.
Yeah, and when she sees Raphtalia, we just get a really brief, like, kind of like a flashback scene. You can't really tell what's going on. We see like part of somebody's face. It looks like one of the demi-humans, and some children, and they're like covered in blood. I can only assume that maybe Raphtalia resembles like a demi-human, or like a tanuki, or like a fox, or not a fox. Yeah, like tanuki, raccoon, demi-human that maybe like had something to do with like killing her family or someone she was close to or something. I assume. But yeah, obviously we don't know yet. But I thought that was pretty interesting. But of course they don't really go into it at all.
And of course, Naofumi comes across Zodia again. Well, this time in a hot spring or bathhouse, and she asked Naofumi about like Raphtalia, like, about how she will fare as like as a potential candidate as emperor for Cute and Low. And of course, like, no.
The other thing that we should mention too is that she like, I guess it seems like she jokingly asks him, but she asks Naofumi if he wants to marry her. And then of course, like, of course, well, Naofumi turns her down because she's drunk when she asked him that. But then after he leaves, she said like it was more or less, she said like I was like serious about it. Even though like she just met him, so I don't really know like what her deal is with that. Like I don't know, but I'm sure it's like something that'll come up later, because as we know with like a lot of, it seems like with a lot of new characters, especially like new female characters get introduced in Shield Hero, she'll probably be added to Naofumi's harem eventually. So I'm sure that'll come up again at some point.
And of course, we find out that I think it's pretty obvious that she is working with the current emperor of the nation, which of course.
Yeah, because you mentioned during the bathhouse scene, she tells Naofumi that she left something behind back in the bath, and to probably more so as a distraction to get Naofumi out of the room, and he leaves. And then like this one of those like I guess ninja demi-humans reports to her, and we've seen them before. They were like the same guys that attacked Naofumi's party earlier. So yeah, that kind of makes it obvious that of course she's working with the enemy.
Yeah, and so the following day, Naofumi and his party are getting ready to battle the Emperor's army, but they find out that their rear guard unit has been ambushed by the enemy, which is of course like Itsuki's group. So Naofumi and Raphtalia both get like a message from the enemy to arrange a meeting between the two groups, and supposedly he recognizes the signature on the paper, which he could assume that it's very likely it's Zodia or maybe someone else from that clan.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious it's Zodia. Like, I mean, of course, that's where the episode ends. Like, that they're going to meet with the person that sent Naofumi the message or the letter. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to be her. I feel like that attack on the village, like it probably was a distraction to like draw part of their forces away. Maybe, if I could assume, that was probably what's going on. But yeah, it was an okay episode. I mean, we get another new character being introduced. She's all right. Like, I mean, like I said, she's, and that's like kind of the overall problem I sort of have with this show, is that I kind of joke, but she's just another character that's going to get added to. I mean, of course, I'm just predicting she's going to end up, there's going to be a fight probably with her, but then she's probably going to end up turning over to Naofumi's side, and she'll become another part of essentially his harem. Like, let's be honest, it's pretty much his harem. And that's probably what's going to happen with her. I haven't, read the novels or anything. I'm just predicting that's what's going to happen based on what's happened in the show since pretty much since the end of season 1. Like, that's kind of what's been going on with like pretty much every side character in the show.
Yeah, like it's just like they keep introducing like one new female character after another. I mean, outside of like.
But the annoying thing is that like they just never. It feels like nothing ever comes of it though. Like there's like some jokes about it, but there's never really any kind of like dramatic tension with like any of the romance is pretty much like non-existent. If people are like trying to watch the show for that, like nothing ever happens with it. Which I just kind of observed after having watched this for like 4 seasons, is like there's nothing ever progresses in that regard. Like it felt like season 1 they were going to go somewhere with it, and then they just forgot about it after season 1.
I mean, there are times when you could see Raphtalia trying to,
yeah, like there's like slight acknowledgments of it, like there's jokes about it, but that's as far as it goes. Like as far what I noticed.
Naofumi there's just never returns those feelings regardless. So like I don't know if like.
I mean, I just think it would be interesting to have some actual, like, I don't know, just some, like, tension between the characters, even if it's not, it doesn't even have to be, like, romantic. It could just be about anything, but nothing ever, like, that ever happens.
I think the only other person I know who tries to make moves on Naofumi is Sedina, but,
yeah, Sedina, like, literally after they first met in season 4, Sedina did try to make a move on him, but after that, like, it doesn't really come up again.
I mean, well, there are a few more instances in which she tries to make moves on Naofumi, but, Naofumi just, like, turns her down on numerous occasions. It's just like...
Like, I feel like there's so much you could have done with that I mean, maybe he turns he's traumatized by what happened with Mine all the way back in season 1, and that might have something to do with it. But of course, it just never comes up. Like, it's just not really addressed. And I mean, it wouldn't make, in my opinion, it would make for more like some interesting character development with Naofumi if they brought stuff like that up, but they just never do. Maybe it's something that does come up in the novels. I don't know, but in the anime, it's just completely ignored. Yeah. So I don't know. But I thought it was an okay. Like I said, it was an okay episode. But I don't really have much else to say about it, though. I don't know if you have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay. We get introduced to another character who we could assume is related to Sedina in a way, and of course we are getting into the I guess it kind of transitions in a weird way in which they're finally getting into the I guess you could say the final battle with Naofumi's group and the Emperor's army. But I mean, we'll have to see where it goes from there, since it's pretty close to the end of the season already, which is surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I anticipate that there's going to be a reveal about at least that one Tanuki woman we've been seeing, she's probably going to be in some way, I'm assuming, related to Raphtalia, but I don't know. I think that's going to be pretty interesting when they reveal who she is. And it'll probably somehow relate back to was it Zodia's like her backstory? Because I mean, I'm assuming that she's mistaking Raphtalia for this other Tanuki person that maybe not has something to do with Raphtalia. But yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, guys. So that all being said, until next time, we will see you all later.